Alrighty, welcome back everyone. It is LaughNgamez here. I'm back with another Starcraft 2 1 versus 1 bot AI cast. And we have got what should be a good one here today, as it's going to be another game with one, not the chosen one, just one, taking on a very fun to watch bot. It's going to be MechaShark. So we've got ourselves a TVP, but more importantly, a bot versus bot match where things get a little goofy. And we're going to see how goofy they get, as we do have MechaShark going for what looks to be a proxy once more. The previous match it proxied in was incredibly goofy. We'll see if it holds true to that trend. Ladies and gentlemen, before we get too far into this video, make sure to go ahead and click that like button. You guys are the best at it. Let's go for 49 likes on this video, because it is currently 4:49 as I cast this, and it's already pretty much pitch black. All right, yeah, leave a comment down below saying more bots if you want to see more of these bot games. Let me know what your favorite programming language is. Whatever it may be. You can tell me how your day is. Just any comment down below does help with the YouTube algorithm. Subscribe to the channel, and if you do want to support the content, consider becoming a YouTube member. Alright, we do have one Marine coming out of this proxy, so it's not Reapers or Marauders coming out of MechaShark, just plain old Marines. We'll see if one's going to be up to the task of defending this or not. It does have a pylon up at the front, so it could potentially build a battery, and I think one does generally. We'll see if it's going to be ready in time to deal with a bunch of angry men with guns charging up the hill. Protoss aren't always prepared for the Terran shenanigans, so here we see MechaShark coming on in. MechaShark says, I see that. Yes, that's why I'm expanding. What more do you want? Unfortunately, that Cyber Core has got a ways to go for one, so it's not going to necessarily have all the tools it needs to defend this. That Marine is going to micro against the Zealot, but it doesn't actually micro well enough, as the Zealot does... Yeah, it does actually run... It does actually run almost far enough away, but it does not escape the wrath of that Zealot. So this Zealot is actually cleaning up more Marines than it should, because for those of you that don't know, the move speed on a Marine is 315, whereas the move speed on a Zealot is 315. So I guess, I mean, I guess it doesn't necessarily have to be that you won't get caught by the Zealot, but generally if you split your Marines, the Zealot should never really catch them. But that is probably pretty difficult to actually program, because then you'd have to synergize between the Marines. Now, we do have a battery attempt for one, but that gets shut down, so out comes a Stalker, gonna try and be a hero, start shooting at these Marines, able to take one down. A probe also gets pulled off the line, but this Stalker is being way too friendly with these Marines, taking lots of damage. Another attempt at a battery is probably gonna be shut down, although that may buy time for the Stalker, but it may also just get shot down. MechaShark is still just in full-blown Marine production mode, building a 5th racks behind this. Keep in mind that this is that cheeky proxy that is supercharged by the speed mining that these bots do, although for some reason MechaShark, is that saturated? Yeah, I guess that's saturated, so it's just still making SCVs behind this, so it will be able to saturate a base if it ever builds one. But I don't know if this game is going to get to that point, as we do have MechaShark taking... or still dealing lots of damage. Probes are being pulled off the line. The Stalker is whittling down on these Marines. It's got a decent number of kills to it. 6 kills on the Stalker, 7 kills, collecting skulls. MechaShark is dealing lots of damage to this Nexus. A second Stalker and a Zealot actually come on down, though, but that Stalker walks way too far forward. A third Stalker comes down, too, so one may be able to hold on here. We shall see. One of those Stalkers is quite injured. It needs to play it safe and pull back. Probes are being pulled into the fight once more, buffering against these Marines. Out comes another Zealot trying to be a hero. Looks like one may just have had enough stuff to clean this up. We do have Warp Gate done, 2 sentries warped in as well, which is cool. I'm not sure I've seen too many bot sentries from one before, but that should be enough to hold the high ground. Marines are just trickling out for MechaShark. We'll see if MechaShark eventually transitions out of this, or if it's just going to say, send in Marines, make more Marines, as it is trying that strategy. It does almost get one of the sentries, but no, one does seem to pull back the units just before they get taken down. So all in all, it looks like one may be able to clean up these racks eventually, although one sentry does go down, a second sentry does perish. 5 Marines are popping out of this racks at a time, which is very lethal. One is getting on top of the racks and dealing some damage, but Marines are still popping out en masse. They kill one of the Zealots. Another Marine pops on out. The Stalkers are quite injured, so we'll see if the Marines can push them back. MechaShark seems to have a threshold for pulling back the racks after it takes a certain amount of damage. Fly it away before it burns down, I suppose, is the logic there. Meanwhile, these Marines are still just microing back against the Zealots. More Marines popping out immediately on the front lines. It's a very rough graduation for those Marines. Now, behind this, MechaShark is transitioning, though. It does have up that natural base starting. Meanwhile, it's got a decent number of workers already out, so it can potentially play this one out as the racks are just waiting to take a certain amount of damage, and then they fly away, albeit very slowly, heading on home. So MechaShark doesn't have a lot of production right now. It's got a lot of money in the bank, as it's just bottlenecked by gas presently. It could start up an extra couple command centers, but that's not MechaShark's style. It is a bot that expands very, very slowly. It looks like 1 or 2 of these racks may actually perish, but one itself does actually get up a 3rd base, reveals that to MechaShark. But now just getting up a Robo, getting out Blink behind this. We'll see if one is going to get aggressive or not. MechaShark still has literally 0 units, as that first Rax just makes it on home. It's actually going to get repaired. How nice. Meanwhile, a 3rd command center is going to get started. So yeah, we'll just have to wait and see how much time one is going to give MechaShark. What is MechaShark going to go into behind this? It's building 3 refineries at a minute. It's still not got enough gas to fire up a factory yet, though. Finally fires up a single Reaper. We'll see if that's able to get anything done. Maybe distract one a little bit while MechaShark quickly gets some production up. MechaShark, for some reason, decides to build the factory out on the other side of the map. MechaShark is just such a weird bot. We have got triple gateway production for one. So it's getting up to quite a high number of gateways. Going to be 6 gates in all. And that is very concerning for the Terran bot, as MechaShark still just has... Well, it has just 1 unit. Meanwhile, these racks, they're overlaying each other. They're both trying to land. This SCV is blocking them. It's like, I got an urge to repair. It may end up actually finishing repairing this rack, so maybe one will be able to land. Okay, one of them does land. The other lands too. They eventually figure it out. We do have Terran production now on deck if MechaShark actually elects to make units, but I think it may just be waiting for this factory to do something. We've got a 4th base now going up for MechaShark, so at least it's investing in itself, but still no units really have been produced. We're finally getting some non-upgraded Marines being produced, so MechaShark really is surviving on the good grace of 1 right now. And let's see, 1-1 on the way for the Protoss bot, a Prism. Stalkers being produced. We'll have to wait and see when one is going to attack, because I do believe it is eventually going to attack. We have a bunker going up at the 4th base, so MechaShark has some defensive thought put into itself. Still just getting out a single Marine. It says, I got 1,100 minerals in the bank. I don't need to make nothing else, though. I like hoarding my money like a dragon. As coincidentally, that is the number of Marines it needs to fill a bunker. So I wonder if it just says, that's all I need. And now, yeah, MechaShark still doesn't really have that much stuff. It's not producing anything out of its factory. It's just making SCVs, which does make me wonder what its current plan is, as it fires up lots of SCVs. It does have this command center finishing up as a 4th base. I'm wondering if it's going to do something once that command center's done, turns it into a PF. Still just hoarding money, though. Not making anything else. Come on, MechaShark, spend your money. I want to see you build an actual army, but it's not doing that, unfortunately. We'll see if it eventually snaps out of that once it's done building whatever else it wants to build. Maybe it's got an SCV count it's trying to hit for its sort of macro mode before it goes into producing anything else. Because clearly the bot author puts some thought into redundancy, but oh dear, I think we're just going to be witnessing the death of MechaShark, a millionaire that, a millionaire in all only in its bank account. It does not have much stuff. And so in come all these stalkers of one. MechaShark is in a lot of trouble. This third base will only buy so much time. There is at least that planetary, which could potentially be repaired and be an anchor point for MechaShark. We do have the Marines now deciding to join the front, but there's charge lots with 1-1. They are not going to cut it. We have another multiple more command centers building. So this is the most I've ever seen MechaShark want to expand. This base is going to get shut down. MechaShark, it's only making 3 Marines at a time. No combat shield, no stim pack. And still it has a bit of money in the bank. But yeah, I think the transition may need a little bit of work for MechaShark. I do just find it weird how it floats so much money. Like, I don't know what the situation is if you program a bot. I suppose you could always just say, hey, if I've got 500 minerals in the bank, make a couple Marines or something. MechaShark drops a scan as it tries to kill the observer, but that is going to be it for this one, ladies and gentlemen. A bit of an underwhelming end, but a cool proxy attempt by MechaShark to start things off. Good hold by one. Both bots are definitely up-and-comers in the botting scene, but I do like the variety of the games they provide. And if you do too, click that like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and leave a comment saying more bots. As we watch all these stalkers kill everything off. The only question is whether MechaShark is just going to start floating its buildings. MechaShark is gonna lose the planetary. It's building 2 command centers because it's in full-on macro mode. It's even got an orbital command. Will it drop a mule? That's the real question. As those other bases go down. No mule. Is the threshold 100 energy? Ah, there it is. Just about. GG.